Now, you're welcome to leave your cameras on or off, whatever you prefer. I don't mind. How are we doing? 20 seconds to go. And if there's anybody you need to remind that you're going to be meditating for the next half an hour, you can give them a little shout or invite them to join you. Better still. Okay. So it's 7 o'clock. Welcome to Space to Breathe. We're going to be meditating together for half an hour. I tend to run a little long, so I apologize if it runs a little longer than that. Feel free to leave if I'm overrunning, but I'll try and stay to the half an hour. Hello, everyone from Brussels. Welcome from Brussels. Maybe take a moment to think about your posture. I wonder, is there anybody here who's never been here before? If you're visible on the camera, give me a wave so I know, or use the hand icon to let me know. Well, just in case, I'm going to assume there might be somebody here who hasn't done this before. So it's really important for your practice that you find a position or a posture that's comfortable, at least to begin with. And then if at some point later on you find this position you've chosen or this posture you've chosen, if it's a little bit uncomfortable, you have 100% permission to move around and change your posture. So if you're lying down or you're sitting as you start off and that becomes uncomfortable and you want to stand or you want to lie on the ground, or if you want to move, then you know your body best. So you do what you need to do. And even if you're moving, you can still be meditating. I know, it's fantastic. It's just about staying anchored in the present moment. So you can do that when you're moving if you need to. Anything else? I always have a glass of water nearby. So if you have one nearby, I'd encourage you to have a drink of water and just wet your whistle. If you've had a ticklish throat, if you're suffering with hay fever and you need to blow your nose or you need to get yourself a lozenge to keep your throat soothed, yeah, get those things on board before we begin. And then that way you won't have to get up in 10 minutes and disturb yourself. You're starting off well. Anything else that I can suggest? Yeah, you may need cushions or things to soften your body. Soften those points of pressure, like under the heels of your feet, behind your back, under your elbows, or under your knees. So whatever would work for you, a rolled up towel behind the small of your back, or a pillow or a cushion, or a couple of pillows under your knees if you're lying down, whatever you need. And you can have them nearby and use them later if you find you need to, or you can get rid of them if you find you don't need it. And for those of you who wear glasses, I'm going to be inviting everybody to remove their glasses and to close their eyes, because I'm not going to be doing anything exciting that you need to watch. So you don't really need to see what's happening through the screen or on the screen. So once we get started, I'd encourage you to put your glasses down somewhere where you're not going to turn onto them and crush them. Yeah. So if you're happy to do all of that and you've got everything you need, and remember as well, if at any point in the middle of this you suddenly feel the need to go to the bathroom, maybe you can live with the discomfort of a very full bladder or any other urge in the body. But if not, then yeah, get up and go to the toilet and come back. You can start again once you've taken care of yourself. Lucy, I want to welcome your cat. They look like they're ready to get started, so let's get started. All right. I'm going to read a poem that I just found somewhere. So while I'm reading this poem, I'd invite you to close your eyes and just allow yourself to feel your contact points with whatever furniture or part of the building is supporting you, and allow yourself to perhaps connect with your breath And then once I read this little poem, I'll get started with the proper guidance. All right. 7 activities for a young child. Turn on the tap for straight and silver water in the sink. Cross your finger through the sleek thread falling. Number 2, spread white sand grains on a tray and make clean furrows with a bent stick to stare for a meaning. 3, draw some clumsy birds on yellow paper, confronting each other and as if to fly over your scribbled hill. 4, cut rapid holes into folded paper. Look at the unfolded patterns. Look through the unfolded pattern. 5, walk on any square stone of the pavement or on any crack between, as long as it's with no one or with someone. 6, throw up a ball to touch the truest brick of the red brick wall. Catch it with a neat cupped hand if you can, or let it bounce. 7, make up in your head a path and name it. Name where it will lead you. Walk towards where it will leave you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Take up the rag doll quietly and sing her to sleep. It's by Alan Brown John. These are things that we can do too to re-engage with the everyday. But for the moment, we're going to sit or lie where we are and see if we can rest here in the present moment. You may find that this is going to be a bit like a swing, that your mind will swing off into the future or swing back into the past. There'll be a little moment when you know you're here now. That's okay. That's just the mind being the mind. And every time you notice it's swung off in one direction or the other, you can trust that we'll come back again and again, as it must. It might take a little while to get that busy mind to join you here now. And a helpful way to do it sometimes is to just really notice some of the sensations in your body. Maybe where your feet are in contact with the surface. If you're sitting, that might be through the pads of your toes or the balls of your feet, the edges or your heels. If you're lying down, it might be the backs of your heels. If you're kneeling, it might be the tops of your feet or the outer edges of your ankles and the sides of your feet. Whatever your posture, just see if you can drop your attention into your feet. And if that feels like an impossible invitation, maybe if you can, move your feet, move your toes, and just notice that sensation against the surface or through the air or within the socks or the footwear you have on. What do you notice when you drop your attention into your feet? Are they warm or cold or neutral? Are there different sensations around them? Carpet or wood or stone underneath? Something else touching a different part of your toes? Maybe some parts of your feet are in the air and only a small part of your feet are in contact with the surface. Maybe you're aware of a sensation of pressure just there, hard or soft or gentle. I wonder, are you feeling both your feet? If you're lucky enough to have 2 feet, are you feeling both your feet? Is one numb or uncomfortable? Just noticing those sensations. If you can't feel your feet, just noticing, I can't feel my feet. And if your feet are uncomfortable, maybe allowing your breath to tenderly flow down towards your feet. In your mind's eye, you can visualize your breath flowing in through your nose, down through your lungs, and through your body, down your legs, being pumped there. Hot, red blood, nutrient, oxygen laden, pulsing into your toes, into every cell of skin and muscle and bone. Perhaps notice another part of your body that's in contact with the surface underneath you. That might be your thighs or your buttocks. You might feel your sitting bones against the chair, the seat, or the mattress. You might feel the back of your pelvis or the length of your spine. Just noticing those different contact points supporting your body in this posture. And perhaps notice if there's any unnecessary effort being made by you at this moment. Are you holding your legs tightly together, knees pressed against each other? Maybe you could let your legs be about a foot apart, if that's possible for you, and let your feet, just let them go. If your toes are trying to grip the floor or the insides of your shoes, just let them be soft. Maybe lift them up a little bit and let them relax. If you're sucking in your gut, perhaps let your belly just be soft. Let it swell and subside as you breathe in and out. If your arms are tightly at your sides or your hands are clasping each other, perhaps let your hands rest on your lap, one hand on each thigh or knee. Or if you're lying down, let your hands rest out by your sides or on your belly, whatever's comfortable for you. Maybe noticing if your shoulders are hunched or forward protectively, or if they're up quite high. And if they are, see if you can bring them up even higher and then let them go. Let go of your shoulders and the weight of your arms. They're not going to go anywhere. Let gravity keep them for the time being. For the time being. Maybe just noticing your neck, your shoulders. If you're lying down, you might need to pull a cushion a little bit further down so that the weight of your head is fully supported. If you're sitting, you can just allow your head to be poised, balanced on the column of your neck. Notice if your jaws are clenched together. Perhaps open your mouth a little bit and waggle your lower jaw. If there's nobody in the room, you can stick out your tongue as far as you can, and then let your tongue come back into your mouth and rest there on the floor of your mouth. Or if you like, you can have the tip of your tongue just resting up against the back of your upper front teeth. You might notice how that loosens the muscles of the mouth and the cheeks, around the back of the neck and the scalp. And if there's a frown or some expression you're aware of on your face, see if you can let your face be soft. And then maybe notice if your body is moving with your breath. Your mind might still swing off in one direction or another, as it will. And whenever you notice that happening, that's a moment of mindfulness. You're aware of your mind and you're just encouraging it to come back to this moment, this breath, these sounds. What are these sounds around you at the moment? Your mind might instantly get to work. That's okay. It's just the mind doing what the mind does. You might notice sounds that are outside your building, in the distance, or right outside, close by. Notice when you're listening, do you tilt your head to one side or the other? Or if you immediately notice some internal white noise, tinnitus perhaps, or your pulse in your ears. Perhaps there are sounds that you find pleasant, relaxing, soothing. Or perhaps there are irritating sounds, somebody talking, a television loud, an engine or an alarm, the ticking of a clock. Maybe they're all there, all those different sounds in the soundscape. I wonder, in your soundscape, can you just allow them to be there, like the wall or the floor? Just part of this experience in this moment, coming and going. In this moment, perhaps the sounds you hear are different to the sounds a moment ago. And a thought or a story might have started, or some emotional reaction. But maybe notice, is that sound still there? Is that sensation of discomfort still there? Or has it moved or changed or still the same? If we can bring this curiosity to our experience, it can be helpful when we're meditating to keep us present. What's happening now? Wherever your attention lands, what's happening now? There's no wrong answer. So be patient with yourself if you get irritated or think you're doing this wrong. Our experience is our experience. Can we be curious about it? Curious about the pleasant, curious about the not so pleasant, whatever that might be. That mind, like a child on a swing, swinging from pleasant to unpleasant. Can we just perhaps broaden out our awareness and notice if they can all be there simultaneously? These sounds, these sensations, these thoughts, these feelings, this breath coming and going, this new breath coming and going. With each breath out, allow your body to sink more and more deeply onto the surface. Let gravity hold you. Allow your breath and your heartbeat to gently rock this vehicle, this place where you live. And if some unpleasant aspect of your experience persists, as they often do, can you perhaps turn towards that just a little with the same compassion you might show your friend or your cat or some beloved child? Can you soften towards it a little bit, relaxing the muscles or letting go of some tension in the body? Even softening your thoughts about it or your reactions to it. As you breathe out, could you just for this moment allow it to be there, along with all the other aspects of this moment? Just a part of the experience. one thread in the tapestry, one ingredient in the feast. And if your mind is wandering, or if it's labeling things, that's okay. That's just the mind, like a child, noticing everything. Allow it. You don't have to follow it off into the forest. But like a little puppy that you're training, you can just call it back again and again every time you notice. If you found yourself at this point in the day annoyed or irritated with yourself or someone else, I wonder, can you just gently place your hand on your heart and just for a moment let it go? Put it down like a heavy bag of shopping and just wish yourself well. Maybe you're tired. Maybe it's been a tough week. Maybe you're hungry. Maybe there are all sorts of things happening in life, and today was a difficult day. If that's true for you, maybe you could breathe in a little bit of kindness and breathe out a little bit more kindness towards yourself. I'm going to begin to bring this practice to a close, but keep your eyes open for a little while. Here are some questions that John O'Donoghue asks at the end of the day, a mirror of questions. What dreams did I create last night? Where did my eyes linger today? Where was I blind? Where was I hurt without anyone noticing? What did I learn today? What did I read? What new thoughts visited me? What differences did I notice in those closest to me? Who did I neglect? Where did I neglect myself? What did I begin today that might endure? How were my conversations? What did I do today for the poor and the excluded? Did I remember the dead today? Where could I have exposed myself to the risk of something different? Where did I allow myself to receive love? With whom today did I most feel myself? What reached me today? How deep did it imprint? Who saw me today? What visitations had I from the past and from the future? What did I avoid today? From the evidence, why was I given this day? I'm going to begin to bring this practice to a close. So before you spring up, perhaps just gently begin to move your fingers and your toes, just wriggling your hands, moving them in circles, rolling your shoulders a little bit, gently stretching, being gentle with that body. It's been still for a little while, so it might be a bit stiff. Maybe wriggling your toes and moving your feet or your legs gently. Turning from side to side. And if you're lying down, maybe turning onto your side, resting there a little bit before you get up. Thanks very much, everybody, for coming together in a community and practicing together. I hope that this little bit of quiet, if that's how it was for you, stays with you for the rest of the evening or the day or the week. And that you keep those questions with you. Where did you receive love? I'll post that link to those poems in the community practice if you want to learn more about them later. All right. Have a great evening. Have a great week. Take good care of yourselves. Remember, be excessively gentle with yourselves.
Thanks,
Take
Karen.
Care.
Bye, Karen.
Thanks.
Ciao.
Oh, Mark, thank you.
Thanks
Bye.
very much.
You're welcome.
Bye.
Bye
We'll
for
see you
now.
all
Next
next
week.
week.
Bye, Karen.
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 Bye.
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 Thank you.
Thanks, Karen. Bye.
You're very welcome.
Thanks. Bye.
You're very welcome. Take care.
Thank you, Karen. Bye.
My pleasure. As always.